Hey, chubby boy, you always making me blush. Let's go here. We're doing a rare multi-stream live after Monday Night Raw. So I am alive on TikTok and YouTube. I still will have my regular video on Tuesday because that has analysis, but I decided to do something a little different today. So now let me get YouTube up and running. Come on. You mean YouTube is not getting enough video? I know you are, bruh. Okay. So let's do this and this and switch it. And here and here and here. So now let us check in. There's YouTube going. And there's TikTok going. Hey Khalib, hi Maisha. Maisha says, bro, Liv is literally about all herself. Yes. Khalib says, hi. Thank you, Khalib. He provided me with some video tonight. So thank you for that. Senor says, so the Finn and JD feud has finally ended. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if we're getting Dom and Finn. It's just kind of weird. Khalib says, did you see the tweet? Which tweet? There's Finn's tweet. Um, Let me see. Okay, there's Finn, 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 Finn. So it looks like it's just Finn. Okay, just 1 second. And there's Belina. Hey, Belina. Hey, Big Robert. Oh, I'm kind of hoping Gwendolyn would pop up on YouTube because there's two moments with Gwendolyn that I did the Leonardo DiCaprio point because I know they were keyed in like I was on certain points. This is surface level. This is our Monday Night Raw review. Like I said, deeper analysis will be tomorrow. But let me kind of get started, shall we? Because this is not a game. This is not, we're going to just do a little bit of talking. We're reviewing and things like that. So, welcome, welcome. My name is Ryder Maven. I am the host of the Wrestling Receipts podcast. I cover all things Judgment Day and all that implies. And tonight is entitled Has Liv Lost Control? Has Liv made it all about herself? Did y'all pick out the clues here on certain things running parallel to each other? And did we see a slip with Dom as it relates to Liv? There's a lot of little bits to go on. This is just going to be us just doing a normal reaction like we do on TikTok. So for those on YouTube, this is just my normal reaction that I usually do on TikTok. Like I said, the scripted version will be tomorrow where I give a deeper analysis because there is a deeper analysis coming because there was a lot to dissect tonight, believe it or not. But we're gonna react. We're going to talk about it, and we're gonna get some comments. 850 Big Boy, hey Big Boy. He says Liv has no one to blame but herself for what happened to the tag match tonight. I'm surprised Roxy and Raquel didn't call her out on it. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could position it like Roxanne messed up, but it was mostly Liv because she got herself ejected. So I'll get into that. Um, 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 um so and we have Kevin Conley, Maven. Hi, I'm so glad you're here on YouTube. 850 Big Boy says, by the way, hope everyone is having a good night tonight. I hope y'all are as well. I'm glad y'all are joining me on YouTube. This is one of my rare ones that I'm doing after all. I'm not going to do this all the time. This is mostly a TikTok thing, but I think this necessitated a multi-stream. And I got really pissed off because some people wanted to make fun of this like multi-stream. Like, oh, is she talking 2 hours? I'm like, bitch, this is a gaming stream. Like, what the hell? So, this is my revenge. So, Cleve says no. Stephanie and Liv because Roxanne and Raquel the match. Yeah, Stephanie didn't come. I saw the rumors where PWI Insider said that she wasn't possibly going to show up, and if they're going to set anything up for Italy, that needs to happen like soon. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. Maya, she says, I just saw the little interview where they lost the match to Roxanne that at Liv. Yeah, the international interview. That international interview said a lot, and it was so funny because Liv got cut off. But um, it was just really interesting that little international feud. If that's what you're talking, international feed interview. If that's what you're talking about, Maisha. Corey said that Finn made it about all about himself when he was in the group, and Liv was doing the same. Yeah, pretty much. And Senor said, I didn't see Dom's mega title during the show. It was during his entrance or the walk-in. And Gwendolyn, did you? I was just thinking about you. I was doing the Leonardo DiCaprio point at 2 points, and I thought about you, and I had to point it out to my friend that I was live talking with regarding Raw. And I'm gonna talk about what I was thinking about you. In those particular instances, Gwendolyn says Liv has officially lost control. Go look at the back of their baby. Liv has officially lost control. That's what they've told us. Sorry, I didn't catch all of it because I'm getting ready for my flight for the next indie match. Oh, are you? Do you wrestle? Ooh, I gotta support that if you are. Um, look in the utility room. Um, so Gwendolyn, if you are a wrestler and you're indie, I have to support you on that. But good luck on that. So let's get into Raw, shall we? Okay, walk in. We had a really interesting front with Judgment Day. They were walking in like all in a line. We had Dom on one end, followed by Liv, JD, Raquel, and Roxanne. So Roxanne is all the way on one end, and Dom is all the way on the other. And it was just really interesting because they were all linked together. Family, like family front. But this is what I wanted to see if y'all peeped this. Um, did it look like? Now, this is not really all confirmed. I'm not saying this is for certain. It's just what I took. This is what I got when I was watching it for a second time because I didn't see this on the first go. Did it look like that Dom kind of pulled away from Liv there, and then Liv pulled him back? And to show what I mean, I got video. So, it kind of likes he kind of lets go here, and Liv pulls him back. This is what I'm saying. It's not like a definitive like he just yanked himself away. It's just like to me, it's just like one of those things where it's kind of up in the air for interpretation. So I'm just leaving it like that. I don't want people bitching. Well, he put his hand back. Yada yada yada. Whatever. But just taking it from what I looked at from here on the second go around, it was just like, is he kind of pulling himself away? It's just something that it just kind of stuck out. You do see what I was talking about with just how everybody is just kind of lined up. We got Dom, we got Liv, we got JD, we got Raquel, we got Roxanne. All in a line. That separation between Dom and Roxanne is just way, way, way obvious at this particular moment. Like, this is done intentionally for between Dom and Roxanne. Point out the like Dom kind of moving away. It just kind of pulls it back. It's kind of like a corrective motion there. But like I said, this is just something that kind of it's kind of like, just something to put in the back of your mind. File this away for later. Now, also something that was also interesting, was that the thumbnail for Monday Night Raw was Dom. Like, we haven't seen Dom's thumbnail for Netflix pop up for a long time. So when he popped up, I'm like, that's interesting. So we got Dom as the pop up there. Gwendolyn says, yep, I trained at Cody's school and QT Marshall as well. You also see JD, Roxanne, and Raquel talking to each other, but they never lean over to Liv and talk to her. Yeah, it's like those little things. Like, you have Raquel talking to Roxanne, JD's talking it up with Raquel. There's my poor Jackwell Hart there. But you see how they're all lined up. You see how far Dom and Roxanne are apart. Like, that's just a deliberate framing choice. Like, you could move and not think anything of it. Like, you could move Roxanne like to the middle, or you could move Roxanne like even to like Raquel's spot here. But here it's just like she's on the outside. So you're just like, okay, this is just being deliberate here. Um, 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 Let me go back over here. Uh, Sierra said, "Don't look uncomfortable now. Liv has a boyfriend in real life." I am not talking real life because I don't like that argument because people are using Liv having a so quote unquote boyfriend as why Liv Dom is ending, and I'm not buying it because if that's the case, then they that's something that should be going back on Liv about a little bit because how you going to have something in real life dictate what's going on in wrestling? You know what you're getting into dating a wrestler. You know what's going on. You know what's in kayfabe. So I'm not gonna really touch on that because you got Dom over here married. Like if Dom is married and Rhea had a boyfriend, even though Buddy was acting like an idiot, but if you have Dom over here married and can do all this stuff, then why is it like all of a sudden now there's an issue with Liv and this so quote unquote boyfriend? It's the same thing people bring up for they'll bring up Liv having a boyfriend for Liv Dom ending, and then they'll bring up Roxanne having her boyfriend as why Dom Rox won't start. That makes no sense. If the WWE wants to do it, they're gonna do it. So so that's just what I don't like about the real life stuff. I don't like it when people were sending that in. They keep wanting me to say something about Liv, and this is probably going to be the only time I'm going to mention something. It makes no sense to bring up Liv's boyfriend, quote unquote, because I'm not even sure she even has the boyfriend, as a reason for Liv Dawn possibly stopping or why everybody's uncomfortable now. Oh, 97, you're back. I haven't seen you in a long time. 97 says, from what I've noticed, people think that they are in control, so get kicked out, and I see Liv next. Yeah, like that's pretty much it. Like she's thinking she's on top, and it usually crumbles after that. Liv is trying to. 97 also says Liv is trying to keep control of the group. She's officially in the Rhea position when she was in JD. Yeah, like that's what I was mentioning yesterday. Like she's in the Rhea position. She is in the Rhea position, and it's really blatant on how they've kind of slotted her in like that. Maisha says she was trying to hold his hand, but Dom stopped. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it just kind of looks like he kind of pulled away there, and then Liv just kind of course corrects and pulls him back. Like I'm saying, it's not definite, it's not concrete, so don't slow your roll on people saying, "No, it's not that she grabbed his hand." You know, that's just my interpretation on that. Da, 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 da. Khalib said Liv did not have her choker on tonight, Mo. But see, there's that choker again. Like, it keeps popping up, and it keeps popping in and out. Like, it that's something. It's gonna be something to that. Happy Jabby said, Happy Jabby said, no, Liv was messing around, breaking the arm while putting her hand back in the pocket and getting too close to the privacy member on accident, so he had to deny her. Liv was too messing around, but Dom's wife. That makes no sense. Like, if you're gonna have the hands in the pocket anyway, then there's nothing wrong with being a hands in the pocket. See, that's that real life stuff. I'm gonna stop on that. No, no, no. I'm not doing that. Because you can't use real life to explain away stuff like that. Because if it was if people were uncomfortable, they wouldn't do it, or it would be something else the WWE would be doing. So we're stopping the real life stuff right now. Stop. This is kayfabe. Um, Gwendolyn says also they are professionals. Liv literally said that she wouldn't date a guy unless he was 100% okay with her job. This is no reason it's ending. It's just ran its course. Yeah, that's my thing. It's run its course. That's why Liv Dom is ending. Bringing Liv Dom or bringing in boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife into this makes no sense. Like, especially in Dom's case, like, his wife knows the Mysterios, grew up with him, knows the business, and I'm pretty sure she knows the business inside and out. So, and you have to know with Rey Mysterio himself, he was a filthy animal. Like, that's something that comes par for the course, even more so than when it was kayfabe. So you can't be just using like real life to excuse, like, say that a relationship is ending. So that's my end on that. I'm not talking real life anymore. I'm uncomfortable with that, and I just have to get that out there. Like, I can't see that as an excuse. Because, and then, like I said, if it was a problem, then that's on them. Because why would you do that? Why would you do that and mess up your check? You see what I mean? But I digress. So no more real life. Um, Senor said Dom wanted to be in the center with JD instead of yeah, he probably wanted to be with this boy. Um, Happy Jeff. Okay, Happy. I'm not just. It's not. No, I'm not doing that. I'm pretty sure Liv knows where to touch and not to touch. So I'm not doing it. Um, so also we're gonna have to talk about the parallels because Dom had a failed save and Roxanne had a failed save. These two failures are the same booking beat. We're going to go over what Corey Graves said on commentary, what Byron Saxton said, asked Liv in her interview that she shut down before he could finish, and the Liv monologue that gave away the whole game. So we are now set the table. Um, on this, so I already talked about the Judgment Day thumbnail. I've already talked about Dom pulling away. Looks like I'm going to be doing a 4-phrase breakdown of this moment on Tuesday's video, so I just want tonight just to sit with you all. Just think about it and percolate on it a little bit. So now, we're going to get into the street fight between JD McDonough and Finn Balor. Now, when I first saw the run sheet, this wasn't right after Roman Reigns' intro to Raw. I thought it was going to be it was going to be in the middle of Raw, and the tag team match was going to be first, but I guess it got flipped around, or the first rundown I saw was wrong. So we got JD McDonough versus Finn Balor. Now, Gwendolyn. This is where I did the Leonardo DiCaprio point because when they were running the promo for Finn and JD, and they combined the two promos that they had did before, like a couple of weeks ago. So you remember they had a promo where it was Finn was doing a promo about JD, and then JD was doing a promo about Finn. So what they did here is they combined those two promos into one. But in those promos a couple of weeks ago, they used the same video frame of Liv standing behind Finn doing nothing. And guess what popped up tonight? In this same promo that they combined, where they could use any of that footage, what did they use? They used a frame of Liv standing behind Finn doing nothing. The exact same frame. And when I saw it, I was like, there's Gwendolyn. I know they're pointing. I'm doing the Leonardo DiCaprio point because it's the exact same frame. They had a whole bunch of footage. They were using the same talking points with those two promos, so there was no reason to go back to use that particular instance of Liv standing behind Finn doing nothing when they could have used something else. So the question is, why are they doing it? That is the third time they have highlighted that. They highlighted it in Finn's promo a couple weeks ago. They highlighted it in JD's promo. It was the exact same thing in JD and Finn, same frame. Now, for this promo, they used it again. So they are hammering something home with Liv's inaction, or her not doing it correctly, because that's the third time. That's a video beat. That's a visual medium. You can't keep repeating it and not have nothing meaning behind it, because, like I said, they could have used anything that they could. You could have used anything, other things in those two promos to fill that out, and they didn't. They used Liv. And Gwendolyn says they gotta get set something up for Italy. If you don't have Liv on that show, what are you doing, LOL? And then Gwendolyn says, see, I knew it was not accidental. The people told me I was crazy. I know when something is intentional. Yeah, it was just intentional. Like, that's intentional. If you're doing it a third time, once it's an accident, two is a coincidence, third is no, that's, third is on purpose. That's how the saying goes. So they use that exact same thing. It's like the exact same thing. So they're pointing that out for a reason. So, so somebody is going to probably point out, hey, you didn't do anything with Finn. And then if it runs back around with, like, Liv with the timekeeper's hammer and she passed it on to Roxanne, like, and that's going to probably come back around too. Like, you didn't do anything with Finn there. It was Roxanne. So, we're going to get that parallel back. Again. Also, I had some people really trying to complain on social media about Roxanne not showing up for this match. Like, why would Roxanne show up? She's already proven that she chose Judgment Day's side over Finn. Now, you can work, it might be hard to come back around if you want to have her work with Finn again, but a hammer to the face is pretty final, and there's no reason for her to come out, especially since she had a tag team title match later on at night. So why would she come out here? So, but anyway, I digress. So we got that little bit there, and then here we have a pretty awesome street fight between JD and Finn. JD's back was so red and cut up from all the shots he was taking. I mean, JD, my Irish ace, is the man. I need him in single title contention this year. I need him winning a title this year. I don't know what he needs to win it. Like, he's been showing out. I love him. He more than deserves title opportunities and a single title run. But that man's back was red all throughout the match. We got to see Dom come out for his brother. So we actually see Dom come out to help JD, and since it's a straight fight, it's legal. So when Finn was up on the top turnbuckle, he shoves them off, and then he proceeds to try and help um, JD with attacking Finn. And the sequence comes where they were using the trash cans, like Dom was attacking the trash can, and then JD was hitting Finn with the trash can, and then um, Dom was telling JD to line, set up Finn, holding for the 619. JD is doing that. Dom was going in the motions for the 619. Finn moves out of the way last minute, puts JD on the ropes, and then Dom hits JD with the 699 accidental. And then Finn knocks Dom off the apron, and then Finn um, hits JD into the corner because he got put into a trash can, and then hits a coup de grace onto the trash can. Then he pins JD 1, 2, 3. After this, we do see Dom pull JD out of the ring, and he's like draping his arm over his shoulder. So you see that Dom is still caring about Finn, not Finn, JD here. So to me, in this sequence, this is not an accidentally on purpose. This is not something that can be misconstrued as JD getting upset about it later on, because that was like a last minute move from Finn, and then Dom got knocked off afterwards. So it's not like Dom sat there and watched JD get pinned because Dom was taken out. I kind of really don't like how easily Dom got taken out there, but it served its purpose. So we got Dom taken out. JD got pinned, but it was set up in such a way where Dom hitting JD was accidental because Finn moved out the way at the last minute. But this does set the tone for night because this is an accidental thing where the assistance from Dom to JD failed. So we got, and then Dom after that is just, trying to take care of JD here, and you can see he's upset. We don't know if this is going to continue Finn and Dom in the future. It's still no kind of follow up. This is what I don't like. Like, there's no follow up here. Like, you can see maybe Finn closing off the JD chapter here, but it's nothing that shows that Finn is still going with the Dom chapter. Like, there's no follow up here. Like, we needed to see like a beat maybe in the night where Finn is walking around and Dom attacks him out of nowhere. That could at least show that Finn and Dom are still gonna keep going, but they don't do that. So it's just really weird, and it just feels like a really big dangling thread here. So, um, uh, 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 so yeah. Uh, and then Liv wasn't out here too. So, for all the stuff we're talking about Finn, like, she wasn't even out there. She was out. She came out there for Finn when Roxanne came out there. See, okay, oh, that's my beat there. See, now this is why I kind of do this talk now, because now I'm getting ideas. So Liv could come out 2 weeks ago for JD's match because Roxanne came out there. But here, when it's just JD and Finn, and no Roxanne, because Roxanne is probably preparing for her tag team title match, Liv doesn't come out. Curiouser and curiouser. That's another beat that I gotta think about. Gotta add that to my notes. One sec. Y'all should really see my notes. Like, I am typing up a fury when I'm watching Raw. So just 1 second. Okay. So So yeah, just something to think about. Um, Gwendolyn says on YouTube, someone is going to start questioning Liv about Finn because this is ridiculous at this point. If you don't start questioning her, you look kind of dumb, honestly. Yeah, like sooner or later, it's going to get to a point where it's going to get to a point uh where they're going to have to talk about it. Like, why aren't you doing anything with Finn? So anyway, so we have that. Let me go back over here to TikTok. Senior said, let's see. Oh, I already read that. 619 by accident. Maisha said, now that you got me thinking about something, the hand situation, and can't come back later on, Peter, possibly. Like Dom kind of pulling away Maisha. Is that what you mean? Could mean the same thing. 97 says, do you think there will be a JD turn when Liv goes against Stephanie again? It possibly could. I don't like. I just don't see like how they can drag this out. Khalib says, "Why is Liv asking the fans for cheer for? Because she's delusional." Um, Maisha said, "Can you still see Liv be faced because sorry is not working anymore? Plus, she doesn't hit Finn. She just stands there. I mean, she can. I mean, it's pretty easy to set up Liv to be a face because all she needs to do is like a betrayal from Dom, and then just a really bad fall from Grace. That's all that she needs. That's all that needs to happen. That's all it needs." And it's gonna be like Finn, where we're kind of annoyed with it because he did all his shit and he turned out to be the face, but the bones are there. Like, there's a reason why she didn't hit Finn with the hammer. It's because if she did hit Finn with the hammer, she would have been going too far with it, and then if anybody turns on her, it'll be like Liv getting her just desserts. But now here, um, her not doing all this stuff to Finn means that she doesn't go too far heelish, where where you can still get some sympathy. You see what I mean? Like a hammer to the face is kind of hard to come back from. That's why I keep arguing with Roxanne. She hit Finn in the face with the hammer pretty instantaneously. So it's kind of hard to come back with that and have her turn face because she full on hit him with the hammer. Like you can probably work a face turn, but it's a lot more work than what it's worth. You see what I mean? Um, Senor says, why the handicap is match don't exist anymore? I don't know. Like, we have the 2-on-1s and stuff. Like, maybe they'll dust that off pretty soon. Misha said, Liv said that word again. What? Which one? Family? Senor says, why didn't Dom use the hammer? That's pretty interesting. Maybe that's going to come up soon where. Because it seemed like he kind of came out last minute. Maybe in the future, if Roxanne needs to use it, like maybe they want to have that thread come back. Like when if Dom has it again, he passes it directly to Roxanne. You see what I mean? Like it might be something selective. Um, Maisha said Roxanne should post the two, but things changed. About what? Um, um, Gwendolyn says you betrayed Dom on her with the group. She's not, she said because the fans are already picked her. Once they choose, that's it. That's why she won't attack Finn. It's easy for the fans to forgive her. Yeah, like that's what I was saying. Like, she's not hitting. She's not attacking Finn. She's not hitting him with the hammer. Like she's not even low blowing him. She did like a little bit light fighting on him, a little bit. Like, and that's like what I was saying. Like that's what Liv has done is what Roxanne should be doing if they wanted to keep her face, like wanted to turn her face. Like if they wanted Roxanne to turn her face, like she should be doing something like a slap or pulling the tights, tripping, something like that. You don't use a hammer. Khalid said, I can see it be happy day when Roxanne or Raquel lost and Liv is happy about it. Like, I think she's unhappy about it because that keeps them open for her title. So, and then again with this match, like where was Liv here when Dawn was out here getting embarrassed by getting knocked off by Finn? You see what I mean? Like she could bring herself out there when Roxanne came out there, but JD by himself, no Liv. We have to see if there's another match that pops up. Maybe JD, maybe Dom, maybe Roxanne comes out, and then we got to see if Liv comes out again. Because if she does, that's going to be suspect because she hasn't been coming out to Dom's matches. Like, she didn't come out to Dom's match last week. So it'll be interesting if she comes out, like if Roxanne pops out again. Um, 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 and now we get the tag team title. First, we have to peep the matching gear between Raquel and Roxanne. That was some nice looking gear. I love the gear on Roxanne. She looks great. Raquel too. Like I love my big sexy. I love Roxanne. But the gear was great. It was cute. I just like the whole look between Raquel and Roxanne. But y'all, did y'all notice that Liv did not match them at all? Like you have Raquel over here looking fly, you got Roxanne over here looking fly. You know they're matching, they're looking like a tag team, and then here is Liv in the middle, like not even attempting to match. You see what I mean? Like there's nothing matching. It was just her like as the champ. Like you can at least put some kind of like some kind of like color, like match the color a little, put like some of that blue on there or something. I don't know. Um, Also, again, I have the Leonardo DiCaprio point for Gwendolyn again because on the Tron when Raquel and Roxanne came out, um, guess whose logo was on the Tron? It was Liv's eye. You know damn well that Raquel and Roxanne have their own logos. Like JD, like when JD came out earlier, he had his own logo. He has his own Tron. He has a really sick looking Irish Ace Judgment Day like logo. I love his logo, like for Judgment Day. Like I think it's like the Spectre or the Reaper or whoever that dude is. I call him like the Druid or something like that. Like that little his little symbol there, like it's the Irish Ace. For JD, it's a really cool logo, and you see it on his Tron, and it's unique to him. Raquel has a Judgment Day logo that's unique to her. Roxanne has a logo that's unique to her. Dom has a logo that's unique to her. And when Finn was in the Judgment Day, he had a Judgment Day logo unique to him. And Liv does too. So it's Raquel and Roxanne's match, their tag team title match, but who's got their symbol on the Tron? It's Liv. Like, why is her eye on this? You know, she comes out there not matching, but then it's her eye on the Tron. You know, and then she's like planted firmly in the middle of the group. You know, this is where something where it should be like all about Raquel and Roxanne, and then here's Liv like firmly in the middle. So, so it just really shows you how like everything got centered around Liv there. Um, and then we have the tag team title match. I mean, it was okay for what it was, but I want to call attention to Corey Graves' question. Corey Graves asked during the match, and I think this is on the international feed. I'm not sure, but he says, does Judgment Day have a leader? And so that's pointing to, like, there's that leader question again. There are no leaders in Judgment Day. Now, Dom could be considered a de facto. They call Dom a de facto leader, but he's not declaring himself that. So Liv right now is positioning herself as the leader. Dom isn't. Like, Dom just came out there and tried to do what he needed to do to help JD. He wasn't trying to declare, like, this is what we're gonna do, yada yada yada. And bum rushing like Liv has. But but you got Corey bringing up the whole leaders bit again. And commentary lines like this are scripted and not freelance, so they're meant to put this on your mind. So Corey bringing up leaders just means that it's they're running that commentary regarding the leadership position at Judgment Day. Production wants us to think about that. And then here we go toward the end of this match. Throughout this match, Liv was running interference, kind of like how Dom was doing last week or the other week, where he was just kept interfering, and eventually Dom Dom got caught. Well, here's the same thing. Liv was running interference, and eventually Liv gets caught, and the referee ejects her. And Liv is starting to argue with the ref. Now, while the ref is arguing with Liv and trying to make her go back, Raquel passes the belt to Roxanne, the tag team title belt. So she passes the belt to Roxanne, and Roxanne is going to hit Brie with it so she can, pin her 1, 2, 3. But Roxanne swings with the belt, Brie ducks, and then Brie rolls her up 1, 2, 3, and Roxanne eats the pin. Now this prompts Liv to come back and start attacking Brie and Paige, and then Roxanne and Raquel join in, and then this brings out Lyra and Bayley, who proceed to attack the Judgment Day, Liv, Raquel, and Roxanne, and they clean house and stand tall. And this is the exact parallel beat of what Dom tried to do earlier in the night. Dom tried to help, he failed. Roxanne tried to help, she failed. That's an identical beat. And they did it with Dom and Raquel. They didn't do that with Roxanne. They did it with Dom and Roxanne. So Roxanne failed with what she needed to do, and Dom failed what he needed to do. The move got turned against them. And that's not an accident. That's a deliberate parallel there. They're wanting us to notice that. And while that's going on, Liv was still making it about herself. She drew attention to herself. So while Raquel and Roxanne were trying to take advantage of the distraction to attack Brie, it's still Liv focusing in on herself. So that's like that beat of she attempted to help and it failed on Liv's part too, because she was just making it about herself. Gwendolyn says, and in March, Michael Cole said, so Liv is the leader now, and now it's been changed, to Judgment Day has a leader. That's intentional. They're setting up Liv downfall. Yeah, like, there's that leader bit again. No leaders in Judgment Day. Senor says Raquel's gear was inspired by the Brie and Brian gear back in 2018. Oh, that's where that came from? Cleve said Roxanne was doing the Daniel Bryan yesterday. Yeah, like that's a mock on Brie. And then we get to the final Judgment Day segment of the night, which is the Byron Saxton interview. Now, this is an international promo, and this is what excuse me, you might not have been able to see this, but you could probably catch it on social. This is an international interview. Byron Saxton is talking about Brock Lesnar returning. Ugh. And then this is where Raquel, Roxanne, and Liv roll up, and Raquel is just hot and pissed. Like, Raquel cuts a Spanish promo, talking her shit, and then Roxanne pretty much translates it, pretty much saying that, Lyra and Bayley got in their way, and they're not really finished with Bree and Paige too. So you still got that bit going on. And then Liv was reduced to backup vocals where she was saying last time in the background. Now, here's the kicker. Byron Saxton, he's the one that brings up the Dom and Roxanne parallel. He's the one that says, well, Dom failed, and then, Liv failed, and then Liv cuts them off. So that was a deliberate parallel. They're calling attention to it with commentary now, because Byron pulls it up. Let me see if I can. Do I have that? Video. Because I think it's just a little bit easier just to show it. So, let's see. 1 second. Oh yeah, I do have it. So let me go see if I can go upload it. 1 sec. So I'm going to go here. I want there. Here. Here. Let's see if I can upload that real quick. I'm gonna go here. Yeah, there we go. And I'm gonna download it here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to take media file 1. I'm going to turn down the volume on that because that gets way, way loud. And then I'm going to load this up. Okay, so... Of course,
Raquel just said was Lyra and Bayley, you stuck your nose in our business for the last damn time. Paige, Bree, luck was so in your favor tonight, but luck will only get you so far when it comes to the Judgment Day.
Let's see.
With all due respect, ladies, since you're here, I'd like to take a look at the bigger picture here. It was mistimed interference that led to your loss. We also saw
Can y'all hear that?
Interference that led
I'm
to
not hearing it.
Byron, I don't know why you're being so negative. It's still a great day. Today's still a great day. I'm still the women's world champion. Raquel and Roxanne, yes, give me the respect I deserve. Thank you. As I was saying, Raquel and Roxanne are still hotter and more relevant than Paige and Brie Bella. Dominik is
Are y'all hearing that on TikTok and YouTube? Because I'm not hearing it.
The only thing that's been upsetting about today, you know what? is you still can't introduce me right. I am not just Liv Morgan. I am the greatest women's world champion of all time. And the Judgment Day.
So, yeah, okay. Um, so yeah, it's just like Byron pretty much brought up the issue, and then Liv pretty much squashed it. And then she begins deflecting, like she was just saying that. Oh, Skills says yes. Okay, thank you. Um, it was just more like she was talking about the great talking about Daddy. Excuse me. She was just talking about like she was just deflecting. She was talking about like JD has family. Like how you gonna say JD has family when he lost? And then she was talking about Dom and then Raquel Roxanne. And then she was like, I am the greatest of all time. And then she got cut off, which was funny there because like she got cut off for the international interview. But yeah. So so this is what pretty much went down. So Liv was just saying today is a great day. Like even though both the people lost, today is a great day. I'm still the world champion, women's world champion, which is putting herself first. Giving the respect I deserve, even though you know Liv and Roxanne, I mean not Roxanne and Raquel are right there. Dominik is still the most handsome man in the WWE. That's one of the first times she prompted Dom like in a while. Like that's one of the first times she brought up Dom's name in a while. If you notice that, JD has friends and family. That's more important than wins. Like what is that kind of logic? And then she was like, "You can't introduce me right." So the whole monologue is just character giving the audience receipts she doesn't know what she's giving. The WWE wrote Live tonight as a character collapsing in real time. Like I said, I'm gonna be breaking this down more, but this is just surface level stuff. But this is just what was going on. Like it's just like Liv collapsing. She's lost it, and you know Roxanne and Raquel lost, JD lost, but hey, everything's okay because I'm still the greatest, world champion of all time. So yada yada yada. But I will be breaking this down for the Tuesday show. So let's break out the whole pattern, shall we? In one episode of Raw, WWE gave you Dom as a Netflix thumbnail. Roxanne plays far from Dom in the walk-in. Dom pulling away and Liv pulling him back. The third airing of Liv passive in with Finn. Dom's failed save. The matching gear with Roxanne and Raquel. The personal logo for Liv overtaking Raquel and Roxanne. Corey Grave asking who leaves Judgment Day. Liv obsessively interfering. Liv getting ejected. Roxanne's failed save. And Byron Saxton drawing a parallel. Liv interrupting Byron, the deflection monologue, and we got about 15 receipts here. All in one night. And this is all pointing in one direction. The WWE for right now, for I'm like is building Roxanne and Dom as parallel acts. They're building Liv as a character whose leadership is collapsing. They're telling a story in front of you, and tonight they put it on commentary. So now we got to see if this collapses further, like whatever secret comes out, because there's a secret, because Liv said no more secrets, so we have to know there's a secret coming soon. It's gonna be a bomb somewhere. Um, um, So now we got Clash in Italy, May 31st, and then Saturday night main event this Saturday. I would not be surprised if Roxanne and Raquel show up there. I would not. And then they just make that like a whole schmoz and shenanigans, and then we get something set up for Clash in Italy or something like that for the tag champions. I would not be surprised. Um, So you can, and then you can still put Liv and Stephanie Procure um, on that PLE, and then you can have Roxanne and Raquel there too, just to see what goes on there. And right now, as a final closing beat, Liv pulled Dom back into line because tonight he tried to leave it. That's the entire storyline in one gesture. We've been documenting for this for months on this channel, and then tonight the WWE finally put it on television. Um, Tomorrow, like I said, it's gonna be the scripted breakdown with all the receipts. And then Thursday, I might be breaking down Liv's promo, and or I might do a parallel of how Liv and Dom fans of this year are mimicking what Rhea and Dom fans did in 2024. Like, if y'all are around for that, you will know how both the fans for Liv Dom are pretty much doing what Rhea and Dom fans did in 2024. So I might do that, but I have to see what goes on. So, I'll be doing all that. So if you haven't subscribed to me, hit subscribe, hit the bell. You can follow me on TikTok at Ryder Maven, Instagram at Wrestling Receipts, and X at WMaven WWE. And if you want deeper analysis, you have my Patreon. Always appreciated, never needed. And that was Raw. And like I said, we got a lot of stuff. I'm gonna have to break down my script because that's just a lot to break down and put in, and I gotta get working on that. But yeah, Gwendolyn, your leader. I had you on my mind all night. So Gwendolyn says, yeah, okay. Once again, like I said, they're setting up Liv's babyface turn. Look at the reaction she's getting. That's a soft babyface turn kind of. Yeah, like she was getting cheered there. I didn't really hear boos on that. Jacob says I can hear it on TikTok but not YouTube. Okay, we can hear it. Okay. Senior says, "Are you okay?" Yeah, I think it just for some reason it just wasn't playing in my ear for whatever reason. Um, um, 97 says you could tell Roxy was annoyed. Yeah, like you could tell in her face she was just like ugh. And then 97 was like, yeah, see, this is not the one time it was one day she was annoyed by her Roxanne. Cleve says, are you going live Saturday or Sunday? I'm not sure. Jacob, are you going to be reviewing Saturday Night Main Event? It depends on if I think Judgment Day might pop up. If they pop up, I might go live there. But yeah, I think that is it. I'm going to end this now. I want to thank y'all for joining me on YouTube because I really wanted to talk to Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn, good luck with your match. I need you. I want to support you so bad on that. So, Gwendolyn, good luck on your match. Everybody else, I really, really, really appreciate y'all for hanging in there with me. I was getting some really nasty comments on my last stream. You know, can't believe it was 2 hours, even though that was a gaming stream with that, and they were talking about y'all, and I can't have that. Like, y'all can talk about me, but don't talk about the people that actually come in and want to engage with me and talk civilly and just talk all kinds of things because I don't be running into somebody else's stream and talking about them. So I can't have that. So my Not Gonna Lay got paused because fuck that. And but I wanted to do this because I just wanted to do a really big middle finger to them because you know you're not gonna out talk me and be like laughing at me for doing a live stream when I'm actually get people that want to talk to me. So there. But I do appreciate y'all. Y'all have been giving me a lot of good views. The last stream that they were talking about did get good views. So suck on it. Um, so. I will have, like I said, I'll have a video tomorrow. Thursday, Friday is going to be a deep dive. I'm not sure what. I have to think about it. It might be Liv oriented again, or it just might be a discourse thing. But other than that, it should be good. So until next time, I will see you guys on Tuesday when I post. Hopefully around 2, if I actually get things going. But until next time, I bid you all adieu. Thank y'all for joining with me. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna take one last look at the comments before I sign off because TikTok wants to do this for me. Um, Khalib says it was a shocker she's talking about Dom. Yeah, like that was the first time she brought up Dom in a while. Jacob said, when do you think Liv will defend her title? She should be defending it in Italy. Khalib said, hopefully next Monday we see Stephanie come back and attack Liv. Something needs to happen. And I think that's it. So until next time, I'm gonna bid y'all all adieu. Thank y'all for joining me. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. This is Wrestling Receipts.